This is the 2026 Toyota RAV4 Plug-In Hybrid. It's the XSE trim level, and is it the ultimate compact crossover? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. A full redesign and some pretty significant changes beyond just the look as far as this model goes. But we're going to start here with our exterior. You'll see the differences with the front end, with our headlight design. Now we do have the projector beam lights, but all of the lighting here is LED, and as we work our way over here, you can see the turn signal indicator is on in conjunction with your daytime running lights. You're also going to have your lighting element right down here, and a very nice looking front end, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more squared off. We're going to come in and give you a little bit closer look at everything, but you can see that classic Toyota look with the grille there in the center. We're going to see that when you look at it, you know it's a Toyota because of this area right here with our upper grille. Also going to have the lower grille down here, and we work our way up. We're going to have the Toyota badge, the Toyota crown right here. And while the hood has this nice large center area right here, I like that it has the rise right here just close to these fenders. That just gives it a little bit better look, I think, than just being completely flat. Now these models, as far as the plug-in hybrid goes, will be standard all-wheel drive. We're going to have our 20-inch gloss black wheels here. I think that gives it a nice look. Tell me what you think about that. And then we come right up here. Here is your charge port for the plug-in hybrid end of things. And we're going to see an increase up to 320 horsepower for 2026. You can plug in and do what you need to do at home. Use a DC fast charger, whatever it is. Our mirrors going to have the slender, we'll say, turn signal indicator built in. They're going to be heated and power adjustable, and going to have the turn signal indicators built in. And while it's in its little protective bag, you can still see it right here. There is your remote with all of the things you expect to find on there. You even have your mechanical key that is located inside. That's going to go in right here. If the battery in the key fob dies, or the battery in the vehicle happens to die and you can't get in. Panoramic sunroof is going to be found up top between the roof rails. So if you need the extra cargo space, you can get the crossbars, mount those up there. That's going to help you out where that's concerned. Gas tank going to be right here. So nice to have the plug-in area up there and your gas tank on the same side, I should say. Once again, LED lighting elements back here with our tail lights. I do wish that that came all the way across. The way that is designed, it just looks like it should. And then we're going to have our rear roof spoiler right here. Now you do have the out in the open rear window wiper, but I don't think that's too big of a deal for most people. That should work just fine. RAV4 logo right here underneath the Toyota crown. XSE, as I mentioned, that's the trim level we're looking at today. And then you can get a quick look at the way the bumper is designed here. We're not going to have any exposed exhaust outlets, but that's pretty common with any kind of a hybrid vehicle. And some of those changes I mentioned that were beyond just the physical appearance are found here under the hood. Now you're going to find the 2.5 liter four-cylinder paired with dual electric motors. 302 horsepower with the previous generation, now up to 320 horsepower. You used to be able to drive 42 miles on electric only. Now you can go as much as 50. Who knows, in the right situation, you might go a little bit higher than that. And how about your details as far as your MPGs and MPGEs? A combination of electricity and gasoline will be 96 MPGEs at 36 kilowatt hours per every 100 miles driven, and 0.1 gallons per every 100 miles driven. On gasoline only, still pretty impressive, 40 miles per gallon and 2.5 gallons per every 100 miles driven. If you're going with the DC fast charger, as far as your charging goes, we're looking at about 10% to 80% in roughly 30 minutes. One thing I didn't cover earlier, top speed about 114 miles per hour, 0 to 60 is in about 5.4 seconds. Your gas tank size is 14.5 gallons. Now here are some important details. On a full tank of gas plus electricity, you're looking at, in the city with heavy driving, 650 to 700 miles total mixed driving. Out on the highway, 600 to 650 miles. Now your towing capacity will come in at about 3,500 pounds. We can hit the button right here and open up our rear cargo area, you're going to see that you have the cargo organizer right here. That's going to be nice and useful. Obviously, you can remove that. We'll also have the cargo net right here. And something that I do have to say I like is the design of our lights right here. The way that works, that should light everything up pretty well. I am curious to know how that lights the interior back here, considering the fact that we don't have as much other than just one light right here. That should be on both sides, in my opinion. And we're also going to have our power outlet right there. You do have the removable cargo cover right here. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can. How about your cargo capacity? Well, it depends on how you set things up back here. It's going to be 33.5 up to 63.5 cubic feet. You can lower those seat backs down, as you can see have been done right there. And while it's a little bit hard to show, there is a spare tire. I'm going to see if I can do this, because I know if I don't, a lot of people are going to ask about it, but let's see if we can show you a little bit of what's there. There you go. You can kind of see a little bit of it. There is actually a spare tire here, something you don't always get with a plug-in hybrid. And one more important detail I don't want to leave out is the fact that you can kick your foot under the bumper just like that. Well, I say you can. Let's see if we can make that work. There we go. Get my foot under the bumper, and there is the power lift gate opening. A couple of different ways you can do that. The way I just did right there, the button on the tailgate itself, the button on the interior, and the button on the remote, and then you can lock the interior and close the power tailgate, or you can just push that one and just close the tailgate. All right, let's talk about what your rear seat passengers are going to find. Here is that panoramic sunroof I was telling you about earlier. That front portion will open, and you have the power shade right here that can be drawn forward if you don't want all that light coming in. How about the door panel? Let's talk about the details there. A very comfortable armrest. I like that. I do wish it was completely flat, because you have that front area that's a little bit higher than this rear armrest area. So to me, it would work better if I didn't have to have my hand like that. But that's the way it is. Door bin down here / bottle holder. And you can see the design of our interior as far as that goes. A little bit of a different color combination, a couple of different finishes here. And then you're going to have the blue contrast stitching that's going to be there on the seats. We're going to find that throughout the interior, representing that this is a plug-in hybrid. Now, depending on where the front seats are set, there's still a decent amount of space back here. Very comfortable, plenty of room. We're going to have the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in if you want to take advantage of that, or your passengers do. And then dual rear seat pockets, one on the back of each seat for storage, and 2 major boxes to check off, I know, for all of you. Number 1, USB ports. We're going to have those right here, and then we're going to have our air conditioning vents. And how about the sticker price? We're at Yoakum Toyota for today's video. The sticker price is $53,708. There is a link in the description of the video if you want to know more. Let's see what we have going on here. First of all, we're going to have our rear view camera mirror. Now, you can use that as a conventional rear view mirror if you want to. And when you see these little look like houses right there, that's where your home link is located, right underneath there. So if you want to use the garage door opening or openers and program that in right there, you can do up to 3. Now, you're going to have all of your different settings here, and there are quite a few different things you can set. You can adjust with the 2 buttons here on the outside, and this button on the inside right here is what allows you to choose what you are adjusting, and you can see everything that is going on there as far as that goes. Now, with the upper console, sunglass holder is going to be here. There you go. I have my sunglasses sitting in there. And then to turn on your lights, you're going to come right here and just do that. And so just to make you aware, that might happen if you're trying to find something up here and you touch right there. That's going to happen, just so you know what to turn off. Here's how we open and close our power shade. And here is how we open and close the sunroof. Now, we'll work our way down, take a look at what we have with the design of the air conditioning vents and everything as we work our way across. I do like that we have that little area above the glove box right up here for additional storage. And you'll have your traditional glove box area right down here. If we can figure out how to open it, there you go. You can see what's in there. Your owner's manual and all that good stuff is there. And a nice large armrest. Once again, the similar setup to what we had on the rear doors. I do wish it was completely flat, but it is what it is as far as that goes. The passenger and driver's seat are both power adjustable. Driver's seat has lumbar support, and we have our seat memory right here. Our controls for our side view mirrors. You can choose which one you're adjusting right there, and then lock and unlock. One touch down and one touch up at all 4 windows. I like that. And we can adjust the brightness of the driver's display with that control that I just showed you right there. So if it's too bright for you or not bright enough, you can adjust that, and you can see the adjustment telling you down there, that indicator of if you're at max or 50% or whatever it is. There's that button I told you about for opening and closing the power tailgate back there. You can open your gas door right here, and right there is the lever. Let's see if I can get that out of the way. The lever for adjusting the positioning of your steering wheel. It is tilt and telescopically adjustable. You're going to have everything for your cruise control right here. We can go through different details here on the driver's display depending on what you want to do with the controls on the left hand side. And even using that up and down arrow would also allow you to see things on the left hand side. So quite a bit going on. It is a heated steering wheel, and we're going to have the front and rear wiper controls on the right hand side, and everything for your exterior lighting will be right here. You can just set that to auto if you want to. You can turn it on or off. And that tricky little deal right there that so many people struggle with, the turn signal lever. That's going to let you know let people around you know what's going on when you're driving down the road. Now, before I get too far into that, I am going to come right here. Here's how we select our driving modes depending on what you need to do. We're going to have a few different controls right here for that. Now, we will have normal right here, and then as you can see, you're going to have snow, and we can come back here and we'll have trail. But here is something interesting. If you want to go through the remaining driving modes, you're going to have to come right here, use this button, and you'll see that not only on the driver's display, but also on the center screen. So I'll go through that real quick, let you see what's going on where that is concerned. That is going to be our situation. Now, we'll come here back to the center screen, and we're going to have quite a few things going on here. I'm going to come right here. If you want to know what driving mode you're in, obviously you can see that right there. You can see some of the other features. We also have our tips right here. So you can run through that just to show you what's here. It's part of what you're paying for, so you might as well know what's here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but we'll leave that there so that the owner of the vehicle can do that themselves. Now, you do have your built-in navigation. As you can see right here, you're going to need to scan that to get everything up and running. Get your account set up, all that good stuff, everything for what you're listening to. You can pair your phone right here. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are here. And then we're going to have some more details right here that give you a little idea of what's going on as far as the vehicle goes. Now, we'll come in here to the settings menu, which really doesn't look that much different than what we've seen in the past with a lot of Toyota vehicles. But just to show you what's going on here, we'll run through all of this real fast. You can come in here into vehicle and see what you have. There is a lot here, but that doesn't mean it's complicated. You just have to look around and find what it is you want. You can come in and adjust your lighting and different settings where all of that is concerned. And we can come right back here and go back to vehicle. Your driving assist is also going to be here, so you can see what's going on where that is concerned. Driver support, parking assist is going to be here, and all those good things. Now, one thing that you're going to notice real quick here is that you do have controls right here for adjusting your temperature. So if I want to adjust that right here, I can, and you can also do that on the screen. Now, you'll also have to come right here to the screen to adjust things with your seat as far as your ventilated, heated seats, all that good stuff. But you can also do this. Hey, Toyota, adjust the temperature to 72 degrees.
Okay. Setting to 72.
So you don't have to use the controls, and you don't have to only use the screen. Good to know. Now, there's your control for the radio, volume, turning that on and off, and your front and rear window defoggers are going to be there as well. And one thing, going back to the screen, a couple more things we're going to talk about here real quick. Number one, I like the fact that it's at a 90-degree angle. That is a good thing. I'm going to push this button right here. I'll show you where that is in just a second. You can see your camera views, and here's something that's interesting. Notice how you don't see the entirety of the vehicle. Some of that's gone. Well, if you want to see it, guess what? You can. You just have to see it from the right angle. Kind of an interesting thing, but depending on the angle you're looking at will determine on if part of the vehicle disappears so you can see around it a little bit better. So kind of a cool little thing going on where that is concerned, and you can check everything as you need to right there. Now we'll work our way down. Here's your wireless charging pad. I'm going to take advantage of that, and then we're going to have our USB ports on each side, a little bit of storage space in here, and that's the button I used to turn on those cameras. And we'll go back to the screen real quick because I'm going to also show you what goes on when we go into reverse right here. So you're going to have the rear view camera. As far as that goes, you can change your trajectory lines and all that good stuff. It's all going to be here depending on what you need to do, just to show you what's there. Coming back down, there is the button for park assist. When you push that, it'll let you know what to do on the screen. As far as that goes, we're going to have that up here. I don't have my seat belt on right now, so I can't really do much with that, but it is here. Over here, your hill start assist, hill descent control, all that good stuff. And your traction control button is right there. And here is the shifter, a very small shifter, not something that fits in the palm of your hand. It's a finger shifter, but that works. You just use your index finger, I guess you could say, to go into reverse, bump that down to go into neutral. We can go into drive or into S right there, and then we go back up, hit the P for your park right there. There's your power parking brake and brake hold if you want to take advantage of that. I do like the lack of the gloss black finish here. Nothing that's going to fingerprint up, so you can play the piano on that all you want to. And then we're going to have our cup holders right there. Now, the center console lid doubles as an armrest, but the thing I really like here is that not only does the center console open this way, it also opens this way. And you can see that there is a decent amount of space within. We'll move some of that out of the way so you can see a decent amount of space for this size of SUV. And you'll also find connectivity down here. There is a USB port and a 12-volt power outlet. And for those who always ask, here is a sampling. It is a JBL 9-speaker audio system that we're going to let you listen to real quick. And there you go. Hopefully that gives you a good idea of the sound quality here in this RAV4 plug-in hybrid. All right, here we go on our test drive with the RAV4 plug-in hybrid. This is my first experience in the 2026 version. And so far, not really trying to go very fast here, but just driving down the road, I can tell that if I need it, there's plenty of power at my disposal. Not that you expect it to be a hot rod or anything like that, but it's going to get the job done for you. You're not going to have any issues where that is concerned. Should be no problem. And as I showed you earlier, got all those different driving modes for the different driving situations that are going to help out with things depending on what you need to do. Standard all-wheel drive. That is always a great thing, especially for those of you that live in an area unlike myself where when you get snow, it sticks around for a long time. I'm so grateful we don't deal with that here in Northwest Louisiana. Easy to learn and use technology, and the brake and the gas pedal seem to be very easy to manage, not difficult to adjust to. Nice, tight turning radius, so good, comfortable ride quality as well. And easy to see out of. I do like the fact that we have the camera mirror, this rear view camera mirror. That's going to help you out in a lot of different ways. Home link also, something that I know a lot of you are always looking for. That's still here, as you know. And plenty of room in the first and second row areas. Obviously a lot more space here in the front than what you have in the back, but still not too bad as far as that goes. It's going to get the job done for your rear seat passengers just fine. It will obviously depend on where these front seats are set, but everything is nice and comfortable. A lot of adjustability built into the driver's seat here. Between the seat and the steering wheel, everything is going to be perfect for everybody who drives, unless you're just outrageously tall or outrageously short. So it depends on your situation as to what's going on where all of that is concerned. A very well-rounded vehicle, a lot of great changes. I'm just curious to know, is there something that isn't here that you wish were? And there it is, the 2026 Toyota RAV4 Plug-In Hybrid. Is it the ultimate compact crossover? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. Fully redesigned and a lot of great things to offer, but I'm curious to receive your feedback. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends at Yoakum Toyota for loaning us this RAV4 for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's not only appreciated, but it's very helpful. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.